From Thomas, His Grace King Drew of House Klavan, first of his name, the non-triggered breaker of philosophical chains, protector of the light-hearted realm. I am going to need a bigger business card. You've often referenced the death of film as an art form. I agree, however, as best exemplified by epics such as Game of Thrones, human stories brought to life in The Night of and True Detective. Would you agree that as movies decrease as an art form, we've reached the golden age of television, blossoming with originality and full scope storytelling? Yeah, I've said this many times. I think we've had a golden age of television. I think it's tailed off a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, I think that what happens is it's gotten so big that some of the shows get lost. But I mean, we had The Sopranos, which was amazing. We had Deadwood, which was fascinating. Shows like The Shield and The Wire were great. And now I think Game of Thrones is probably, I think it's the best television show I've ever seen. Billions is a good show. We've got a lot of good stuff. And yeah, they'll always, look, the arts, I don't think arts really die necessarily. Sometimes some of them die, some of them become so old-fashioned that they fall out. But I think that arts go through this period of being moribund, and sometimes they come back to life when they're refreshed for some reason. But clearly, the movies have played out their string as the central American art form, and just as clearly, television is now in that position. Television is the way we communicate a vision of the country to each other, and if they strangle it by making it all left-wing, as we were hearing from Mike Loftus yesterday, as they're trying to do, that too will die, because the country wants to hear all of its vision. This is something that was very important to Andrew Breitbart, very important to me, that the right not just speak in political terms, not just speak in terms of commentary, not just speak on talk radio and on podcasts, but also speak in the arts and present a vision of the world that's not propaganda, that's not squeaky clean, that's not about how wonderful everything is when you love Jesus, but just is life as we see it. And I think that if television allows that to happen, it will explode again, because there's all this talent that has been pushed out. Meanwhile, you have got the podcast and the book of Another Kingdom. I hope you bought the first book, because if you haven't, don't talk to me about the arts, but I hope you bought the first novel of Another Kingdom. Meanwhile, we are doing what we can in the places where we can get through, and we'll continue to do that, and we'll win too, because we're right.